Hey everybody, welcome to week 7. So, week 7, the last full week of the term. Last full week. There is that half week. More on that in a minute. But this is the last full week of the term, and it couldn't come at a better time, right? It's been a deeply, deeply stressful time for all of us. And I think we all deserve a little bit of a break, don't you? Yeah, we do. Look, if you've been able to stick with it and get through this term at this time with everything else that's going on around us, not only in our country but in the world, that is very impressive. This is one of those things, I know I've said this to some students individually, one of those things that you're going to look back on. Tell your kids, tell your grandkids that I survived the coronavirus pandemic of 2020, and I was a college student at the time, and I got through college, and I still did everything I needed to do. That's going to be something you are going to tell people because that is impressive. This is not an easy thing that you're doing. I mean, even when everything is perfectly normal, going to college online is not an easy thing. With everything going on in the world and everything falling apart, or it seems like it's falling apart, things are getting better. That is even more impressive. So I just want to encourage you by saying that. Look, we're almost at the end, but you've done so well thus far. Just push a little farther. Push a little farther and you'll get there. So, what are we doing here in week 7? Well, we're going to be talking about interpersonal relations. We're going to be talking about financial literacy. There's a lot of very, very important things in the lecture tab. You're going to want to go through all of them very, very carefully. Some of the financial literacy stuff is very good stuff. There's not just kind of some tips and tricks and some suggestions from Forbes and other places, but there are some spreadsheets that can be very helpful when it comes to understanding how much you need to start saving. There's some good advice about how to approach your student loans. Lots of very, very good things there that I wish more colleges and universities gave to their students. And so I'm very proud that we here at Bryant Stratton put such an emphasis on financial literacy because I think it is something that we all need to understand much better. So keep an eye on that, keep a close eye on that, really digest that stuff very, very well. There is going to be some information also on things like workplace conflict and how do you deal with that. In fact, one of the assignments for this week is going to be related to workplace conflict, and that gets to the broader topic of interpersonal relations. So what does that really mean? What are we talking about when we're talking about interpersonal relations? Well, for many of your classes, you are being trained in certain hard skills, right? Whether it's Microsoft Office or it's medical billing and coding or it's certain, medical terminology or certain fundamental elements of the business world or something like that. That's a lot of those kind of hard skills. You're learning this skill and you're much better at it. The soft skills are those kinds of almost like character traits, personality kinds of things that are not always as easy to learn, but are just as important, if not far more important than anything else in the in the application process and in getting into a career. It's how you deal with other people, how you work on teams, how you take instruction, how you take management, how you manage other people, and how you deal with workplace conflict. Now, some of you did address this in some of the responses to the behavioral questions in last week's one of last week's assignments, and it was very nicely done as well. But this is an opportunity for you to just go a little deeper and to start thinking a little more specifically about the importance of good interpersonal relationships in the workplace. Interpersonal relationships that are professional, right? Because we have interpersonal relationships that are personal all the time, with your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, neighbors, parents, children, all those different kinds of relationships we have. And so this is going to be something that's a little different, a little unique, something that a lot of you know about, but just this is an opportunity for you to go more deeper and to be more intentional when you learn about this. So that's going to be something that we're going to be doing. And then there's going to be financial literacy as well. So there's a lot of stuff, like I said, in the lecture that you're definitely going to want to pay attention to. This is the last week, though. So what does that mean when it comes to late assignments, all that stuff? So all of you know this by now. You're pros. So week 7 starts today, and it goes until Saturday, right? Saturday at 11:59 p.m. But week 7.5 starts on Friday and goes until Monday at 11:59 p.m. So remember that overlap on starting on Friday for week 7.5. When it comes to late work, then all late work. So this is anything before week 7. All late work needs to be in by the end of the week. That means Saturday, 11:59 p.m. I've been trying to keep that window open for as long as possible to give people opportunities to get late work in just because of all the stuff that's going on in the world. That window does have to close. So the closing is going to be week 5, Saturday, end of the day Saturday, 11:59 p.m. All week 7 and week 7.5 work is going to be done, as you all know, by Monday, next Monday, not tomorrow, Monday, next Monday. At 11:59 p.m. So that's how we're going to handle late work and week 7, week 7.5, that kind of stuff. Keep your eyes peeled for Friday. Hopefully I'll have another video about week 7.5. But that's really kind of laying the groundwork for what we're going to be doing this week. So hope that helps. Any questions, comments, concerns, you know where to find me, folks. Thanks.